There comes a moment in your life when your soul whispers a truth you can no longer ignore, a truth that rises from somewhere deeper than the mind, deeper than logic, deeper even than belief. This truth is simple, gentle, and powerful beyond measure. God is not outside you. God is within you. Close your eyes for a moment and breathe gently. Feel the rise and fall of your chest, the quiet rhythm of your heart, the life moving through you without effort. In this simple act, you can begin to sense a deep truth, one that has the power to soften your fears, lift your burdens, and awaken your soul. The truth is that God is not somewhere far away, hidden in the skies, or locked behind religious walls. God is the very presence breathing you, living you, loving you from within. You do not need to seek this presence outside yourself, because it has always been your silent companion, your inner source, your guiding light. For so long you may have been conditioned to believe that divinity is external, that you must beg for favor or wait for approval. Maybe you learned to think of God as distant, unreachable, or selective. Yet when you look closely at your own life, at the moments when comfort arose from nowhere, when guidance came at the perfect time, when strength appeared exactly when you needed it, you begin to realize that something higher has always been working through you. The truth is simple. The divine lives inside your very being. It is your essence, your spirit, your consciousness, your breath. You experience this inner presence every time you feel intuition, nudging you gently. You hear it in the soft inner voice that tells you to trust, to choose love, to take the next step. You feel it when your heart expands in compassion, when you forgive even though it hurts, when you choose peace instead of reacting. These moments are not accidents. They are evidence of a loving intelligence that lives within you. When you acknowledge this truth, life stops feeling like a battle and begins to feel like a partnership. You are no longer walking alone. You are walking with a force that knows you, understands you, and supports you at every turn. This inner God is not here to punish you or judge you. It is here to remind you of your power, your worth, your infinite potential. When you treat yourself with kindness, when you offer love to your body, when you speak gently to your mind, you honor the divine within. Every positive thought, every moment of gratitude, every act of self-love becomes a sacred conversation with the presence inside you. You begin to understand that God expresses through your thoughts, your emotions, your choices. You are the vessel, the channel, the instrument through which divine love flows. You do not need to reach for the heavens to feel blessed. You only need to turn inward. Within you lies the peace you search for, the clarity you pray for, the strength you depend on. This inner presence never abandons you, even when life feels heavy or confusing. It stays with you when you're hurting, whispering that healing is possible. It holds you when you feel alone, assuring you that you are never truly by yourself. It guides you when you feel lost, gently nudging you back toward your path. The more you trust this inner presence, the more miracles begin to unfold in your outer world. When you believe God is outside you, life feels uncertain. You wait for signs, for permission, for blessings that seem beyond your reach. But when you realize that God is within you, everything shifts. You recognize that you are co-creating your life. Your thoughts matter. Your beliefs shape your reality. Your emotions carry divine power. Instead of feeling powerless, you begin to feel centered and aligned. You trust your inner wisdom because you understand that wisdom is divine communication. You stop questioning your worth because you finally see that a spark of the Creator lives inside you. This truth liberates you from fear. You no longer worry about being forgotten because you cannot be separate from what you are made of. You no longer fear the future because the guiding intelligence within you is always orchestrating the perfect timing. You no longer carry the weight of guilt or shame because the divine inside you sees only your potential, your goodness, your growth. You become more compassionate with yourself, understanding that mistakes are simply steps toward awakening, not reasons to feel unworthy. As you begin to live from this awareness, you speak differently, you walk differently, you choose differently. You become more deliberate, more peaceful, more open to receiving the blessings that are already trying to reach you. You understand that the world outside is a mirror, reflecting the energy you hold within. When you nurture your inner divinity with loving thoughts and affirming beliefs, your outer world aligns with the harmony inside you. God within you is your courage when you feel afraid, your clarity when you feel confused, your comfort when you feel broken, your strength when you feel weak. This presence is not something you earn. It is something you are born with. It is your birthright, your truth, your eternal connection. You are not a seeker separated from the divine. You are a soul carrying the divine. And so each moment becomes an opportunity to remember what has always been true, that you are never alone, that love is your essence, and that the divine intelligence of the universe flows through your heart, your thoughts, your breath, and your being. When you embrace this truth, life becomes lighter, more meaningful, and far more beautiful. You step into harmony with the universe because you finally recognize that God has been with you and within you all along. There is a love so deep, so constant, so unwavering that it surrounds you in every moment of your life. It is not based on what you do, how perfect you are, or how many mistakes you've made. It does not rise when you succeed or fall when you struggle. This love is unconditional, eternal, and unbreakable. It is the love of the divine presence that created you, breathes you, and walks beside you through every joy and every challenge. Whether you feel it or not, whether you believe in it or not, this love holds you steady. It is the foundation beneath your feet, the light behind your eyes, the warmth that fills your heart in quiet moments. You may have spent years believing that you needed to earn love, that you had to prove your worth before receiving care, attention, or acceptance. Perhaps you learned that love could be withdrawn, that affection depended on behavior, or that you had to shrink yourself to be tolerated. But none of that was ever true about divine love. The universe does not love you conditionally. It does not wait for you to be perfect to embrace you. It does not punish you when you fall or reward you only when you rise. You are loved because you exist. You are cherished because you are here. You are treasured simply because you are part of the great tapestry of creation. This love sees beyond your fears, beyond your doubts, beyond your insecurities. It sees the truth of who you are, a soul made of light, deserving of compassion and tenderness. Even when you judge yourself harshly, this love remains. Even when you feel unworthy, this love surrounds you like a quiet blessing. Even when you lose your way, this love guides you gently back home. There is nothing you can do to diminish it. There is nothing you can say to break it. There is no part of you that is too flawed to be held in divine affection. When you understand that you are loved unconditionally, a powerful transformation begins. The weight you have been carrying on your shoulders starts to lighten. The self-criticism that once dominated your thoughts begins to soften. You no longer feel the desperate need to be someone else. You finally give yourself permission to rest in who you are. You stop chasing approval because you realize you already have the highest approval there is. You stop punishing yourself for old mistakes because you see that the divine has never punished you, not even once. You stop doubting your value because you recognize that your value is rooted in something eternal. Every time you breathe, the universe breathes with you. Every time you take a step, you are guided. Every time your heart beats, it beats inside the embrace of unconditional love. You are not a burden. You are not a mistake. You are not forgotten. You are held in a field of love that existed before you were born and will continue long after every fear has dissolved. This love does not depend on your past, your success, your failures, or your struggles. It is anchored in the truth of your being. When you allow this love to enter your awareness, healing begins. Old wounds loosen their grip. Feelings of inadequacy start to fade. The fear of abandonment transforms into a sense of inner safety. You begin to trust life again, because you finally understand that life has always been on your side. You begin to trust yourself again because you know that love will not leave you even when you stumble in moments of loneliness, This love whispers, you are never alone. In moments of hurt, it whispers, you are stronger than you know. In moments of doubt, it whispers, you are enough. In moments of confusion, it whispers, you will find your way. And in moments of joy, it whispers, this is who you truly are. Unconditional love is not something you must chase. It is something you must allow. It lives within your heart, waiting patiently for you to notice it. It flows through your intuition, your desires, your compassion, your hope. Every act of kindness you show yourself is a doorway to it. Every moment of gratitude opens you to it. Every breath you take is a reminder of it. As you begin to live from this awareness, your relationships change. You no longer cling to love or fear losing it, because you know love cannot leave you. You no longer accept treatment that diminishes your spirit, because you know you deserve more. You no longer silence your heart, because you trust that your heart is guided by something sacred. You begin to show up authentically, gently, confidently, because you feel safe in who you are. The truth is simple yet life-changing. You are loved without condition. You are loved without limits. You are loved without needing to earn anything. This love is your birthright, your truth, your foundation. Let it fill the empty spaces. Let it soothe the wounds. Let it guide your steps. Let it remind you again and again that you are enough, you are worthy, and you are deeply, endlessly loved. From the moment you entered this world, you carried a light that no circumstance, no opinion, and no mistake could ever extinguish. This light is the pure truth of who you are. You were born worthy, worthy of love, worthy of respect, worthy of abundance, worthy of joy, worthy of everything beautiful that life has to offer. Your worth was never something you needed to earn, negotiate, or prove. It was woven into your very being before you took your first breath, and it remains untouched by every challenge you have faced. Yet somewhere along the journey, you may have been taught to doubt this truth. Perhaps you were raised in an environment where love felt conditional, where approval came only when you behaved a certain way, or where affection was withheld when you failed to meet expectations. Perhaps life experiences made you believe that you had to shrink yourself to be accepted, or that you were not good enough unless you achieved more, gave more, or became more. These lessons may have shaped your beliefs, but they never altered your worth. No external voice has the authority to diminish what was divinely placed within you. Many people spend their lives chasing validation, hoping that someone will finally see their value. But the truth is that the recognition you seek must come from within. Other people's opinions, no matter how loud or persistent, do not define you. Your worth cannot be increased by praise, and it cannot be decreased by criticism. It simply is. It exists in you as naturally as your heartbeat. When you finally claim this truth, the world around you begins to shift. You stop seeking approval because you realize you already have the highest approval there is, your existence. You were not born to struggle for acceptance. You were not created to feel inadequate or undeserving. Those feelings come from beliefs that were passed down, not from your soul. When you begin to peel back the layers of old conditioning, you return to the pure truth that has always lived inside you. Every child comes into this world with a sense of innocence and wholeness, not comparing, not doubting, not fearing. That original essence is still within you, waiting to be acknowledged and embraced. Understanding your worthiness is not arrogance. It is alignment with truth. It is recognizing that you are part of a vast, intelligent universe that does not make mistakes. You are here because you were meant to be here. You have a place in this world that no one else can fill. Your presence, your energy, your gifts, whether you see them yet or not, are significant. When you accept this, you begin to live from a deeper place of confidence and peace. Every time you silence your voice out of fear, a part of you forgets your worth. Every time you tolerate disrespect, a part of you forgets your worth. Every time you compare yourself to others, you forget that your journey is unique and divinely designed. But your truth does not disappear just because you forget it. It waits patiently for you to return to it. And each time you choose yourself, each time you choose love over fear, self-respect over tolerance, truth over approval, You step closer to that inner worthiness. Your worth is not measured by your productivity, your past, your mistakes, or your performance. Your worth is rooted in your existence. You were born worthy because you were born from love, for love, into love. Even when life feels chaotic or unfair, this truth remains untouched. Worthiness is not something life gives you. It is something you bring into life. When you honor your worth, everything changes. You begin to set boundaries that protect your peace. You begin to walk away from situations that drain your spirit. You begin to surround yourself with people who see your value instead of questioning it. You begin to take actions that align with your higher self. You stop settling for less than you deserve because you finally understand what you deserve. And with this understanding comes freedom. Freedom from the opinions of others. Freedom from the fear of rejection. Freedom from the need to prove anything to anyone. You become grounded in a quiet power that no one can take away. This power comes from knowing that you are enough, not because of anything you've done, but because of who you are. As you lean into this truth, you begin to treat yourself differently. You speak to yourself with compassion. You forgive yourself quickly. You celebrate your progress instead of criticizing your pace. You take care of your mind, body, and soul because you know they are worthy of love and care. This is how you rebuild your inner foundation, one loving thought at a time. So let this truth settle into your spirit. You were born worthy. Nothing you have experienced, nothing you have lost, nothing you have done can take that away. You do not need to earn love. You deserve it already. You do not need to impress anyone. You are enough already. You do not need to fear that you are lacking. You are whole already. When you accept this truth, your life begins to expand. Your heart becomes lighter. Your steps grow stronger. And you finally begin to live as the magnificent being you were always meant to be. Life is always speaking to you, always directing you, always nudging you toward the version of yourself that you are meant to become, even when you don't recognize it. Even when everything feels uncertain or overwhelming, life is guiding you. It communicates through experiences, through intuition, through challenges, through opportunities, through endings, and through new beginnings. Every event, whether joyful or painful, carries wisdom. Every moment is designed to draw you closer to your own strength, clarity, and truth. Nothing in your journey has been random. Everything has been shaping you, preparing you, and teaching you. Sometimes growth arrives gently, like a soft whisper reminding you to trust yourself. Other times it arrives through discomfort, pushing you to let go of what no longer serves you. You may resist these moments, wondering why certain things must happen, why people leave, why plans fail, or why doors close. But life is not trying to punish you. Life is trying to elevate you. What feels like a setback is often an invisible redirection towards something better suited for your soul. What feels like loss is sometimes the clearing of space for something more aligned, more loving, more expansive. When you look back on the hardest moments of your life, you can see how they shaped you. That heartbreak taught you self-respect. That disappointment taught you resilience. That mistake taught you wisdom. That ending taught you trust. You emerged from every struggle knowing something you didn't know before, carrying strength you didn't have before. Growth does not always appear as success. It often appears as courage, awareness, or the ability to rise again. Life has been guiding you toward that courage, that awareness, that rise all along. Even the people who hurt you played a role in your transformation. They revealed your boundaries, your values, your limits, and your capacity to heal. They pushed you to choose yourself. They showed you where you had been settling for less than you deserved. Life uses every relationship, whether nurturing or challenging, to bring you closer to your own power. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is accidental. Every interaction is a part of your soul's curriculum. Challenges are not signs that you are on the wrong path. They are invitations to grow into the person who can handle what you've asked for. When you desire more peace, more abundance, more love, life prepares you sometimes. The preparation feels uncomfortable because it stretches you. It requires you to think differently, act differently, believe differently. But this stretching is not meant to break you. It is meant to expand you. Growth often hides inside moments that feel uncertain, but uncertainty is simply a sign that transformation is taking place. Life guides you through your intuition as well. That feeling in your chest, that inner knowing, that quiet voice that whispers, "This is not right for you," or "Move in this direction," is not random. It is your soul communicating. It is life pointing you toward what aligns with your highest good. When you honor those whispers, you strengthen your connection to the path meant for you. When you ignore them, life gently brings the lesson back in a louder form, not to harm you, but to ensure you grow. There have been times when you felt stuck, but even in those moments you were changing. You were shedding old beliefs, releasing old attachments, healing old wounds. Growth is happening even in stillness. Just as a seed expands in darkness before it breaks through the soil, you too have seasons where your evolution is internal and quiet. These seasons are sacred. They prepare you for the moments when your breakthroughs become visible. Life also guides you through contrast by showing you what you don't want so you can become clear about what you do want. When you encounter situations that feel misaligned, it is not failure, it is clarity. You learn to say no. You learn to choose differently. You learn to honor yourself. Every misstep becomes an opportunity to adjust your direction. Life is constantly helping you refine your path through these experiences. When something leaves your life, it is not a punishment. It is a transition. It is life saying, "This chapter is complete. Something new is ready for you." When something arrives, it is life saying, "You are ready to receive this now." Trusting this timing brings peace. Fighting it brings stress. But the guidance is always there, even when you don't understand it in the moment. Growth is not always comfortable, but it is always purposeful. And you are never growing alone. You are growing with divine support, with inner wisdom, with a loving presence that lives within you. Life is not against you. Life is for you. Every step, every moment, every experience is shaping you into someone wiser, stronger, more compassionate, and more aligned with your true self. So allow life to guide you. Trust the unfolding. Know that every moment is serving your evolution. The challenges that once felt like obstacles will eventually reveal themselves as stepping stones. The confusion that once felt overwhelming will soon be understood as part of your transformation. And the version of you that emerges on the other side will be someone who recognizes the beauty in the journey. Someone who understands that life has always been leading you, gently, wisely, powerfully, toward your growth. Every thought you think and every feeling you hold carries creative power. You are not a passive observer of life, waiting for things to happen to you. You are an active creator, shaping your experiences moment by moment. The mind is not just a tool for processing information. It is the engine that drives your entire reality. Your feelings are not just emotions that come and go. They are signals that align your energy with what you attract. When your thoughts and feelings work together, they become a powerful force that designs your life from the inside out. So many people live unaware of this truth. They believe life is random, that circumstances control them, and that they have little say in what unfolds. But the truth is that your inner world is the blueprint for your outer world. What you repeatedly think becomes what you believe. What you believe shapes your actions. What you feel attracts experiences that match your emotional state. The universe responds to the vibration you send out, whether consciously or unconsciously. When you think thoughts of fear, doubt, or limitation, you send a signal that aligns with lack. Your energy shrinks, your possibilities narrow, and you begin to attract situations that reinforce those beliefs. But when you think thoughts of faith, love, and abundance, your energy expands. You unlock paths and opportunities that were always there, but previously hidden by your own mental fog. Your feelings are the magnet, and your thoughts are the instruction. Together, they co-create your reality. You may not realize it, but you are constantly affirming something about your life. Every time you say, "I can't do this," you reinforce a version of yourself that feels powerless. Every time you say, "Nothing ever works out for me," you attract more situations that match that vibration. But every time you say, "I am capable," you activate strength within you. Every time you say, "Good things are on their way," you open the door to blessings. Words are not just sounds, they are energetic instructions. And when you pair them with feelings, they become creative commands. Your feelings amplify your thoughts. A thought by itself has power, but a thought fueled by strong emotion becomes magnetic. Think of a desire that excites you or a dream that lights you up. When you allow yourself to feel the joy, the gratitude, the relief of having it, you shift into alignment with that outcome. You become a match for what you want. This is why imagination is such a powerful tool. It allows your mind and emotions to create an inner experience that the universe then responds to as though it were real. Many people try to change their lives by changing only their actions. But actions are the last step in the chain, not the first. True transformation begins in the mind. You cannot plant seeds of fear and harvest peace. You cannot think thoughts of unworthiness and attract love. You cannot feel anxious and expect abundance to flow smoothly. You must first decide what kind of reality you want to create, then guide your thoughts and feelings to support that vision. This does not mean you must be perfect or positive all the time. It simply means you become aware. Awareness is the first step to creation. When you hear your mind drifting into negativity, you gently guide it back. When you feel yourself slipping into self-doubt, you pause and breathe into self-compassion. When you notice old patterns resurfacing, you remind yourself that you are not obligated to repeat them. Every moment gives you a chance to choose again. The universe responds to your dominant vibration, not the occasional thought that passes through your mind, but the thoughts and feelings you nourish consistently. This is why mental and emotional habits matter more than temporary motivation. If you build a habit of speaking lovingly to yourself, you begin to vibrate with self-worth. If you build a habit of gratitude, you begin to vibrate with abundance. If you build a habit of trusting life, you begin to vibrate with ease. Your reality will shift to reflect these new patterns. You have the power to rewrite your story. You can choose thoughts that empower instead of weaken. You can choose emotions that uplift instead of drain. You can shift your focus from what you fear to what you desire. Every change begins within you. When you align your thoughts and feelings with the life you want, everything around you begins to move in harmony with that intention. The moment you realize this truth, you become unstoppable. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances and begin seeing yourself as a creator of possibilities. You stop waiting for life to change and begin changing it from the inside. You stop allowing temporary emotions to dictate your future and start choosing emotions that match your vision. This is the power that has always been yours, the power to you and God are one. And the moment you truly understand this, your entire inner world begins to transform. There's no separation between you and the divine presence that breathes life into your being. You are not a distant creation hoping for approval or waiting to be chosen. You are an expression of the very power that shapes galaxies, births miracles, and orchestrates the unfolding of every moment. When you recognize this unity, you step out of fear, out of insecurity, and out of the illusion that you must struggle to earn love, support, or guidance. You are already connected. You are already supported. You are already held by something infinitely wise and endlessly loving. Many people live their lives believing that God is far away, unreachable, or reserved for a chosen few. But the deeper truth is that the divine lives inside every thought you think, every breath you take, every beat of your heart. You are the vessel through which this divine presence expresses itself. Every time you choose love over fear, hope over despair, compassion over judgment, you are aligning with the truth of who you are. This alignment is not something you must earn. It is something you simply remember, and every day gives you countless opportunities to come back to this remembrance. When you begin to understand that you and God are one, you no longer beg life for blessings. You allow them. You no longer chase validation. You embody it. You no longer fear the unknown. You trust that everything unfolding in your life has a divine intelligence moving through it. This understanding brings a quiet confidence, a deep inner peace, and a sense of security that no external circumstance can shake. You stop trying to force life to bend to your will, and instead you open to the flow of guidance that comes from within. You start to notice synchronicities, intuitive nudges, and inner whispers that gently lead you toward expansion. This connection to the divine within you is not loud or dramatic. It is subtle, gentle, and loving. It is the feeling of clarity that appears after confusion. It is the sudden idea that solves a problem you've been struggling with. It is the calm that washes over you when everything around you seems chaotic. It is the knowing that rises inside you, reminding you that you are safe, that you are guided, and that you are never alone. This is God speaking through you, not as a separate being, but as the essence of your own consciousness. You and God are one, which means your desires are not random. They are divine impulses seeking to express themselves through you. The dreams in your heart are not accidents. They are signals from the universe pointing you toward your highest potential. When you align with these desires, you align with the divine will. When you trust your intuition, you trust the voice of God within you. And when you follow the path of joy, peace, and inspiration, you follow the very path the universe has laid out for you. This unity also means that the love you seek is already inside you. The healing you long for exists within your own heart. The answers you crave are already present in your inner wisdom. So many people look outward toward approval, toward relationships, toward achievements, hoping to find the sense of wholeness that can only come from within. But once you recognize your oneness with the divine, you begin to see that everything you search for is already here. The peace, the clarity, the love, the confidence, they are your natural states. They emerge the moment you stop doubting your worthiness. There is immense freedom in knowing that God is not keeping score, not judging your past, not withholding blessings. The divine presence within you is always loving, always guiding, always expanding you. And because you and God are one, you always have access to this love. You do not need rituals, conditions, or perfection to receive it. You only need to open your heart and allow it. You are already worthy of this connection. You are already a perfect expression of divine energy. When challenges arise in your life, remembering this oneness gives you strength. You begin to trust that even difficulties carry divine purpose. You start to see obstacles, not as punishments, but as invitations to awaken more fully. Every experience, whether joyful or painful, becomes a step in your spiritual evolution. You recognize that nothing happens against you. Everything happens for you and through you. Life becomes a partnership between your human self and your divine essence, working together to guide you toward greater awareness and deeper love. The more you honor the divine within you, the more your external world begins to shift. You attract better relationships because you radiate a deeper love. You manifest opportunities with ease because you no longer doubt your power. You navigate challenges with grace because you trust the guidance within you. Your life reflects the inner truth that you are not separate from the source of all creation. You are one with it. When you fully embrace this truth, you step into a new way of living. You move with confidence, speak with purpose, and choose with clarity. Your heart softens, your mind quiets, and your spirit expands. You begin to live from a place of inner wholeness, knowing that nothing outside you is ever more powerful than what lives within you. You and God are one, and this truth will set you free forever.